A very good morning, Mr. Ong, graduating class of 2021, proud parents, teachers and coaches of our student athletes. I am honoured to attend your graduation as the guest of honour and to speak to you not only as an alumnus of the Singapore Sports School but also of the IBDP. My own sports school journey came to an end a full 12 years ago. While we have walked similar paths, I would not presume that we have had the same journey, and nor would I belittle the unique and exceptional challenges that this graduating cohort has had to overcome. But I'd like to think that some experiences are timeless. When I stood in your shoes, the emotions that ran through my mind were probably not too different from what you're feeling today. Elation at having graduated. Relief, perhaps, no more 6 a.m. mornings or supervised study time. Some trepidation at what life has to offer, and even a strange sense of loss, knowing that once you leave these doors, you can never go back. The bonds you forge with your friends who have walked this entire journey with you, living side by side, these bonds will have to find their own fuel or burn out over time, distance, and circumstance as life takes you your separate ways. If then I could just pick up the phone and call my future self, I would have done it in a heartbeat. Of course, I couldn't, but if I did and I had to speak to my younger self today, I would tell myself 3 things. First, always choose the difficult path. People are like rivers. We flow downstream and where the land will take us. But the path of least resistance leads to crooked rivers and crooked people. Life is often as difficult as we want it to be. There is a reason you are here and not in another school. Some years ago, your younger selves chose this path, and that was not a single decision. Every morning you dragged yourself out of bed, every hour you spent learning, every time you owned up instead of lied or gave instead of took was a choice. If you've been here 4 years, you've had 1,460 days. If you've been here 6, you've had 2,190 days to make these choices. Who you are today is a culmination of your difficult choices, and the biggest mistake you can make is to stop here. Always choose the difficult path, and you will love who you eventually become. Second, pick yourself up. Sometimes we fall because we trip, and sometimes something else sweeps us off our feet. These past 2 years have been difficult. COVID has taken so much away from us. But every generation has its Great Depression. If we play the victim, then we've already lost. A champion does not blame the heat for a slow run. He puts on his shoes and trains harder in the afternoon sun. Nobody goes through life without scuffed knees. We are defined not by how we fall, but by how we pick ourselves up and soldier on. Third, remember to smell the roses. We often think that time is consistent, this day the same as the next, this hour the same as the last. But our experience of time is different. The past always seems to slip us by in a blink, while the present creeps painfully slow. Only a few here will still remember Roger Poulier, who gave us so much joy and laughter in the school that we could have sworn he taught life instead of English. He passed away not long after I graduated, which hit me very hard. Today, my lifelong friends are the same jokers who swam with me every day, twice a day for 4 years. The same friends who were mentored by one of the current Year 6 mentors, Mr. Tok, who I'm sure is now slightly older, wiser, but no less youthful. 2 generations, 12 years apart. Of the 4 kittens that we took in when I was still a student, only Bella remains, although I'm glad to see we have new tenants. All of this went by in what seemed to me like the blink of an eye, not unlike the past 4 to 6 years for you. As Singaporeans, we live a fast-paced life. letting the system sweep us from one competition to the next, one institution to another. And if we're not careful, we can end up at the end of the road alone and never know what roses smell like. Remember to appreciate the journey, the little moments, good and bad, the people who share your burdens and joys along the way. It's okay to slow down. It's okay to stop for a friend or to enjoy the view. Remember to smell the roses because it makes all the difference. I thank the school for the privilege of allowing me to share my thoughts with the graduating batch of 2021. I thank the teachers and coaches and staff for your tireless work in shaping the next generation of student athletes and allowing them to pursue their dreams. I thank the parents of the graduates who have sacrificed so much in the background to support your child in their endeavor. You must be very proud. And lastly, my heartiest congratulations goes to the graduating batch of 2021 for completing what I think is the toughest and most complete secondary school and IB program in Singapore. As you embark on the next stage of your journey, I hope that you will continue to choose the difficult path, pick yourself up when you fall, and remember, always remember to smell the roses. I wish you all the best on the road ahead.